Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time with our Tony's Picks Morning Show. So make sure today we'll get you picks from the NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, as well as our parlay peripheral segment at the end of the show where our cappers can give out a parlay or player prop game of the future. They make the call there at the end of the show. And make sure you like, subscribe, give us that thumbs up right away to make sure help us build up our audience. We greatly appreciate that. So do that if you would, right as you watch this show. Let's say a little El Nino. Al, what's going on?
I'm doing pretty good, coming off a couple small winning days, so looking to keep that momentum rolling through the week. How are you doing, Tony?
I'm doing all right. Have some baseball with missed that best bet went 1-3. Looked to bounce back here today. Had the wrong game on the and well, I did pick the Hawks, didn't get done, but the Grizzlies were able to cover that big spread last night.
Yeah, they were. I actually ended up on both dogs last night in the NBA, and as you mentioned, the Grizzlies came through. It looked like the Hawks were gonna keep it competitive there for a bit, but yeah, completely fell apart towards the end. So yeah, that was disappointing. I was a little back and forth, honestly, on that one. I didn't touch it till we got a 6 on them on the Hawks. So
yeah,
I almost stayed off that one, but at the 6, I just couldn't resist, and I took the 6. Yeah. But anyways, that'll happen, and couple good matchups today there in the NBA too.
But boy, Sean, it was interesting to watch the difference between the intensity in these postseason games and the regular season. What a big difference there, and the home courts really come into play.
Yeah. Come on, we talked about this yesterday, right? Now it matters to the playoff, the playoff. One tagline here with the NBA. But, well, we had one good game and then a blowout.
Yeah.
So whatever. I had a loser. I had the under on the site, and here I said to take the unders yesterday, and someone said I was crazy, but they split out. Of course, I had one of them, but that's what happens when you're on a bad run. That's how things go when you can't pick your. Can't pick them. Losing day. It happens. Whatever. Back at it. I was running late today. I was going to shower, and then I got you guys on. I'm like, two guys. I said, I got to come in here. I got to, say it was a sad little 2-man show. I had to jump in. I don't even have a nice shirt on. I got my little Bucky shirt on.
Hey, Bucky's. There you go. I'm coming in with a Bucky.
It's a new Bucky's. I just picked this guy up. This is a new one. Usually I just have this solid little Bucky guy.
Thanks for joining us, Sean.
It says Bucky's World Tour. So I guess he opened in 1982. It's interesting.
1982 there. Nice. All right, let's get to this NBA card here. These are the elimination 9 versus 10. The teams go home, losers go home, winners go on the road and play the winners from yesterday based on the conferences. Of course, Heat and Bulls. The Bulls going to be laying 1. Remember, the Miami won. The favorite changes over to the Bulls right away here. Bulls 1, total 219. Mavericks and Kings. Here, I saw, let's see, what did we see in that opener here? I thought it was the Kings obviously opened a favorite here. I saw 5, but then I saw 3.5 at Chris. So Chris opened 3.5. I didn't see that, actually. I saw 5s the entire Sunday night. But anyway, it must have been a quick move to Sacramento. Sacramento went to 5, now come down to 4.5 for the Kings. Total 214. Start with Al.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the Heat in the first half here. I think this should be a competitive matchup, as the line suggests. I think these teams pretty evenly matched, but I actually give the edge to the Heat if they're fully healthy there with Wiggins in the lineup. As we talked about before, I mean, obviously Jimmy Butler, all that drama. Butler's obviously a better player than Wiggins, at least in my book. But again, as long as it doesn't help you much if he's not playing or playing poorly. So Wiggins, they're a much better fit for the Heat, and I think they managed to keep this one competitive at least throughout the half. So I'll take that half point. Hey, could even be tied at the half and we win this one. So I'll take that. And in the other one, I like the Kings here. Honestly, I would much rather have them at -3 on the full game. But obviously, we can't pick our own numbers here. And as long as it's -6, better than -6, though, I'm still leaning Kings, and at least for now. And my better look, though, on them would be in the first quarter there. It's either laying 1.5 there.
Yeah, from El Nino. Let's just go over the injuries here. Jovic, Larson, Love, questionable for Miami. We got Ball doubtful. Jones out for Chicago. Terry and Giddy probable. Dallas will have Williams questionable. Davis probable. LaRavia Monk here out for Sacramento. On over to Sean.
I want to take the Bulls here. At least they played good down the stretch. I know coaching wise and all that kind of history and all that nonsense is all stacked up in the Heat's favor, but I don't know, man. The fact that these guys even won out coming down the stretch shows me they didn't quit. I mean, even though it's just a playing game to them, they played to get in the playing game.
Yeah.
And they traded arguably their best asset away. I mean, you'd think that's a wave the flag kind of move, but I'm going to side with the Bulls here. Again, don't love it, but we're just talking about them here. And Dallas and the Kings, here's another one. I said yesterday I like the unders in all these games. I like the under more here in Dallas and Sacramento. But I want to take Dallas. It's like the ugly game, right? No one's giving them a shot. No one's playing. Everybody's hurt. You know me, I'm going to go opposite what everybody else thinks on that. Like, no one's giving them a chance, right? Who's on their team? Who's playing?
Davis Thompson.
Yeah, you got some. Yeah, I know you've got guys like Clay Thompson with Clay Thompson, PJ Washington.
Look at this.
Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench. Najee Marshall, shooting guard.
I mean, Dinwiddie.
Davis played well.
We made a joke about Dinwiddie the other day. It was weeks ago. He was on that Pistons team that was last time to make the playoffs, which was 40 years ago. You know, I mean, he played with
I like
Wallace. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at the lineup, you're like, you got to be kidding me with this Dallas team. And you're getting 4. And listen, the Kings let me down. I had an over Kings ticket, right? I was high on the Kings this year, but this line, like, you know, how would you say you wanted it at a 3? I mean, I think it should be more like 6 or 7. I mean, I think this line is low. I mean, just look at the names. Just on name brand alone, it should be like a 10 probably with who's playing. I mean, this isn't 5 or 6 years ago with this Maverick lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I mean, seriously, DeRozan's was a double-double, guys. Sabonis is good. Levine, you got a bunch of guys. I don't know. It screams to me Dallas outright, you know, or a close 1 point. You know, it looks too easy to take the Kings because I think the Kings should be, like I said, 7, 10 points, just based on what we've seen. I don't know. So again, as much as I say that, sign me up. Sign me up for the Mavericks, baby. Let's go.
There you go, Sean. I think I'm going to be on the side with Higgs today. I like. I know people are loving this Spoelstra. Hey, look, man, the shine's rubbing off this guy, man. I'm telling you right now. This
time.
We had, Miami is not, and Riley, and maybe the game has passed Riley a little bit. The way he handles players now is a different generation. He's very old school. I don't think the players are responded well to it. Spoelstra's going to have to. He's backing his Riley guy. I like Spoelstra, but his teams just have not responded. I think it's time to break up this group. Maybe they've already broken up the group, getting rid of Butler. Maybe next season will be a reset for them, hopefully, because I do like Spoelstra and Riley a lot. But man, I'm with Sean. The way the Bulls have been playing, they're the team that wants to be here. They've won 10 of 13. And again, the backcourt of Gideon White and that Chicago Bulls crowd, I think the crowd feels something from this team. Again, talking about playoff basketball, the home court, you saw it with this Bulls team in that Laker game, right? Right. This crowd is back. This crowd is back in this team, and I think the crowd is going to have a factor in this one. I like the Bulls in this one. I was going back and forth. At first thought, I'd like the Kings when I first looked at this. Then I looked more at the matchups, and I like Dallas more. And the situation here is the fact that Sacramento plays horrible defense, and also they're going to have to rely on their outside shooting because they have a size disadvantage in the paint. So you're going to ask the Sacramento Kings now with ball pressure and defensive intensity to make their shots. I don't know if I can trust them in this spot to make their shots. Also, speaking of head coaches, Kidd versus Christie, I think there's a massive advantage here for Dallas Mavericks with Jason Kidd. And Jason Kidd, a really good defensive mind. He was a horrible defensive coach. He fixed that. He was the defensive coordinator for the Lakers when they won their title in the bubble. Say what you want, it was a bubble, but that was a tough thing. Tough times. Then he got it done. But I just think that the defense here comes to play for Dallas, and I think that's I think the Mavericks have the edge scoring close to the hole, and I think that's going to favor them with the points. So I'll take the Dallas in that one. Yeah, here we go. He is a fake sharp play of the day. I know that, right? When people start bringing up coaching and stuff like that, that's all you can bring up about the Heat, you're in trouble. You got to bring up the guys that are not Hero, Adebayo. I think they've just not been producing. You know, that's the story there, and the supporting cast and the bench. A huge issue there with Jaquez. Jaquez went backwards this year. You know, his minutes has diminished considerably. Matter of fact, he played in the meaningless game where he had 40 points with the G Leaguers to close the season. That tells you what's happened to that tells you what's wrong. What's happened to Jaquez? He's gone the opposite direction for this team. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show as we move on over to baseball for today. I do want to announce one pitching change. Griffin Canning got sick, so he wasn't able to start against. He had a layup against Uncle Festa. So he's sick. So Justin Hagenman, it will be a call up from the minors. This will be his major league start. Now there's question marks whether he'll just be an opener and then the Mets will go a bullpen. But he was a 2018 draft pick. Nothing to write home about in the minors. Serviceable. He pitched well enough to get the call up. Let's just put it that way. He's not one of those shining stars from the Mets.
Did the Mets have shining stars in the minors?
I don't think they have many. If this is their guy, usually the first guy they call up is a shining star. I guess not. I guess they don't.
I mean, you're talking about like a bull. Why didn't let this guy just go and throw 3 innings or whatever? Like, why? Let's blow the bullpen on a travel day. That's the best thing to do, as opposed to pull up a 4A guy and just let him get shelled.
Yeah.
Can we bring back just letting the guy get shelled for 5 innings and then worry about the bullpen?
Oh, I know. That's maybe that'll be the case. We'll see what Hagman does here in this spot. But we'll get to that. I don't know if this game's in this block. I just wanted to bring that up there. That's the only pitching change I see. Yeah, that's the only one that I see there in the pitching change. So let me get my screen correct. Let me go ahead. I wish they would keep this. I had to talk to Spanky about this, and he's got to fix that time set on his deal here. It always changes every time I reset the thing. So here we go. It is part of this first block.
Braves and Blues them out in rotation.
Yeah. He puts them in rotation, but then if you want them time sorted, then you have to reset it every time you sign in. It doesn't memorize it. Braves and Blue Jays here. Braves $1.41 total 7. Tigers and Brewers here. Our man Montero on the mound for the Tigers. Brewers $1.40 total of 8. Here's your Mets and Twins. We got the Twins $1.18 total 8.5. Astros and Cardinals. We'll say we got the Astros $1.12 total 8.5. And the final one in this block, Cubs and Padres. They had a good one last night. Went into the extras. Padres $1.18 total 7.5 over to Alnitas.
Yeah, I was looking forward to backing the Mets there, but haven't got there yet. Mentioned all the pitching stuff going on there. So I don't know how I feel about that one, but I like the Blue Jays here. Spencer Strider coming off that injury. Now, he looked good in his rehabs, but again, he's facing a pretty good lineup here, and I don't know if I can trust him in his first game back in the majors. So I'm on the Blue Jays, and I just think we're getting great value on them too right now. So I'll take them. And Bassis looks pretty good too, so I'm on the Blue Jays. That's probably my favorite pick in this slot. And maybe I might still lean Mets in that bullpen game. I don't know. But
why not, right?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? See how that goes. Leaning Mets.
There we go here from Alnitas on over to Sean.
Maybe the over in that Mets game, actually. How about
that? I'll avoid that Mets game. No, thank you to that. Again, Tigers, Brewers, not really interested in that one. Astros, Cardinals. I want to lean the Cardinals again here, man. The Astros have trouble hitting. I mean, Blanco's been terrible. I lean there, but I want to again. I got nothing really here in this early one that I've played, but the Braves and the Jays. Like, you want to just take the Jays, or they're in first place or whatever. Justin, that was my initial thing yesterday when I saw Strider. I'm like, Strider just got to take Toronto, right? The guy's coming back. Got to work his way in. It's April. I thought this guy was going to come back in June or July, right? Now, I took the Braves for the under for this year, thinking Strider's not coming back till the summertime, right? Look at his numbers in the minors, bro. I don't know. maybe he had like a Fugazi arm injury that they shut him down last year. Like, I mean, he was supposed to get a Tommy John, right?
Yeah.
Did you see? Have you looked at his minor league numbers from just this past what he was doing in the minors right here? In his rehab.
Really good.
I didn't get too deep into it. I mean,
27 strikeouts in 13 innings.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Are you
27
kidding me?
Ks, 5 walks, and no homers. Yep.
I mean, and even in spring training, he had 10 Ks in 4 innings. I don't care about the ERA. 2 hits in 4 innings. He gave up a home run. 10 Ks,
and that's with this
1 walk,
and that's with the velocity down 2 miles per hour.
Are you kidding me?
His velocity was down 2 miles an hour, and he got that.
10 strikeouts in 4 innings, and then he rolled out what I just say, a 22 or whatever he had. I mean,
yeah, against
27
Norfolk.
in 13. So in 17 innings, he has 37 strikeouts in 17 innings. Yeah, I don't think this guy's missed I don't know what happened. I mean, again, I'm speechless. What do you say about that, Tony? Well, really, most guys come back from surgery. How's Walker Buehler looking lately?
Oh, goodness.
You know?
Yeah,
You know
I know.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That guy didn't come back until September, and he looked all right. This guy, and he didn't have the numbers that Strider had in the minors or in spring training.
no.
I don't want to go against it. Listen, normally it's an auto fade. Guys off injury, I'm fading him. No way. Now he looks unhittable. And granted, it's spring training. It's a couple starts. You're facing a couple whoever's. It's minor league hitters. I don't know, man. I'm not.
Remember, he was early. He had it in last April. Last April because he went down early. Right, I only got a couple.
Second start.
Yeah,
he played two games.
Yeah,
I had a nice over 17 wins from him. I'm like, this guy, here we go. I pencil him in for like 18 and 230 strikeouts. I mean, the guy's a beast.
Yeah, that's why I don't take futures on players anymore, man. They always get hurt when I do.
NFL was any of those. And he can't do it on any of them. He can't. Maybe hockey.
I want to do the and even they're 150 faves today. 140.
Yeah.
150 at DK. 148.
But what was his pitch count there in those starts? I don't know if I can look them up here. Those minor league.
Look at the beat. He's striking out 5 guys an inning. I mean, he pitched 2 and he pitched 3 innings. 5
1/3. Had no base run, not many base runners at all. So you got to get 3 strikes. So you got at least 3 pitches in there, right? So yeah. I mean, that's I remember Kumar Rocker. He had these type of numbers too when he was in the minors.
Listen, that's Kumar Rocker. That's guy who's never played in the major. Strider's a Cy Young winner who won 20 games and struck out 280 hitters. I mean, we're talking 2 different kind of level players here. So, I mean,
I'm just talking about minor league numbers. Maybe we'll see what happens if this will translate into the majors. We'll see, right? Because he faced Norfolk, Nashville, Charlotte, minor leaguers, AAA guys. That is AAA. Norfolk and Nashville is a AAA city for sure because they want to get baseball in Nashville. I think they're going to get a baseball team. Maybe
that's all we need. That's all we need is a baseball team. So we got so many good ones right now. Like they should be getting rid of baseball in Florida. They should be contracting those 2 teams: the Pirates, the A's, the Rockies. They got to get rid of 6 teams for a better product. We don't need more teams. We need less.
Florida United. Let's go.
That's like they got it. That's just like the NBA. When they do that, I do the same in the NBA. We cut half of them out of there. But anyway, they're from anything else, Sean, from this block?
No, that's it for the early windows.
Early window? Okay. I'm not a Keter Montero fan. He's a fade in my eyes. So I'll look at the Brewers. Quintana has been in much better form here to start the season. Matter of fact, the Brewers have been a pretty good favorite at home the past 2+ seasons, 60-30, winning 23 units. So I'll look here at the Brewers in that spot. If it's with this AAA guy starting, the Mets bullpen has been really good this season. I'll take the Mets in this spot. Again, the Twins have had struggles beating these teams with good bullpens. 12 and now 13-33 against teams with bullpen ERAs of 3.45 or lower the past 1+ seasons. I don't trust this Twins hitting at all. And Festa is a gas can. So there's 2 gas cans you can go against: Festa and your man Keter Montero, and Corbin later on. So I'll look here at the Mets in that spot. All right, what else we've got here? Yeah, I'm gonna look at the Pods to bounce back here. They're not facing the stud here. They're facing Boyd here. This isn't Armeni Managa. So they've undefeated at home other than facing Imanaga. That's good enough for me. So then also the Padres do hit lefties pretty well, 287. And the Cubs bullpen has been kind of struggling on the road here. And the Padres bullpen has been sharp this season. Entering that Cub game last night, they allowed 3 runs in 35 innings. I'll take the Pods to make the bounce back here in the spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony. Yeah, Monk is out for the Kings. That is true. I'll continue here. He's been out for a while. Yeah. He's been out for a while. Let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as we continue on with this 15-card game for baseball. The next one in this block will be Guardians and Orioles. We've got the Orioles here, $1.23, total of 8. Nationals and Pirates, the Nats, $7, total 8.5. D-backs and Marlins, boy, they laid it on that. Marlins pitching yesterday. D-backs, $1.38, total 8.5. Mariners and Reds, Reds came off the deck yesterday in the middle innings. We got the Mariners, $1.18, total 8.5. Good series here. Giants and the Phillies. Boy, the Phillies win this game, and man, they made them now. They bet them here at $1.42, total 7.5. And those are your 5 in this block. We go over to Al Ninos.
Yeah, I like I like the Guardians. First 5 full game. I'll take a shot with the Guardians. Small road dog there. I like the Nationals here with Mitchell Parker over Bailey Falter, and kind of leaning towards the Reds. I went a lot back and forth a lot on that one. That one almost made my 3 doggy video. Was just left out. Miller's a pretty good starter, so that kind of scared me off it a little bit, but still leaning Reds there. And I like the Giants, getting a nice plus price there. Nola has not been that great, so I'm on the Giants here.
They're from Al Ninos on over to Sean.
And the Reds under yesterday, thinking I'm going to get some decent pitching, and nope, just another loser for me there on total. Yep. I want to say an over in that game. I think it carries over. Miller's, he's all right, but I think the Reds, for them to take a step forward, can their bats take that sophomore kind of step forward and improve? I think they'll hit this guy, and I think Nick Martinez is just a bullpen type arm. So I look at the over in that one. I like the Marlins. I like Max Meyer. I mean, this kid is legit. Even before he got hurt, he was supposed to be a top prospect throwing guy, and they somehow score runs. This Marlins team, they got 8 wins, which is
they pound the Nets. The Nets, they got a lot off the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, but the Nets. Listen, they have 7 wins in Nationals.
No, they got Gore. They got to Gore. They hit Gore pretty good. Gore's a pretty good pitcher.
That's a scrappy little team than the Nationals. I mean, at least you got some young hitters and stuff. But again, the Diamondbacks, I love P. Fatty. I like Arizona overall, but you're going to give me like 140 with a better pitcher, a guy who's kind of dealing right now. I'll take that one. And Giants and the Phils, I'm going to have some Ribby props in this one. You got to lean Giants here. Nola's not pitched well. I thought Nola was done like 2 years ago, and he had a nice bounce back, but I'm not sold on him. I know a couple guys from Phillies have hit Ray, but I'm a Robbie Ray guy, even going back to like Toronto, Seattle, Arizona. Like I just always like this kind of pitcher, so a little biased towards the Giants here. Not a Nola guy, so give me the Giants here. Again, we've got a small little dog spot. I'll take them. Let's go. Woof it up.
Put up there here with Sean here. Tell you what a couple I like in this spot here. I'm going to go in this spot. I like the Guardians at a small dog price here with Williams opens. Kremer's had some struggles this year. I know Sean has been talking about this Orioles team regressing, especially in the starting pitching. Kremer's one has regressed considerably. There and Orioles bats have been a little ice cold here, so I'll look at this Cleveland team. Orioles facing good bullpens, teams with whips of 1.35 or lower. Have lost 18 units at home the past 1+ seasons, so they've not fared well against good bullpens. I'll take Cleveland there, and I agree here with the Giants. Any plus price on the Giants with plus 133. The other I saw, the Giants against right-handed starters, 10-2, returning 8 units this season. And they've hit the ball well against righties. Philly bullpen has not fared well over the past 7 games. They've had a lot of struggles there. So I'll look here at the Giants at that plus price. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show as we continue here with Major League Baseball. We'll close it out with these final 5 games on the card. Red Sox and Rays. The Rays here, $1.33, total 121. We've got Royals and Yankees. The Yankees, $1.46, total of 8. Athletics, White Sox. The Athletics, $1.50, total 7.5. Angels and Rangers. Angels $1.24 favorites on the road. You know who's pitching when the when the Rangers are big dog at home. Total 9.5. Then we got the Rockies and Dodgers again. Let's get this series over. We got the Dodgers 292 total 8.5 on over to Alnitos.
Yeah, I'm leaning Angels. I like them to get to Corbin here. I think we're not asking to lay too much here on the road against Corbin, so I think they can steal one, or well, not steal one. They're the favorites, but I think they can get a win here on the road in this series against Corbin. And that's my favorite free play of this bunch. Yeah, Dodgers just still too pricey for me, so. Hey, all your parlay players, you can have at it, but I can't recommend it here.
Well, recommend it there from El Nino's on over to Sean.
All righty, let's pass on that Sox Rays. My lone sort of winner there. I guess I sort of like that Red Sox over, so maybe I'll come back on that with Littell and Newcomb here. So lean over that one. I'll take the Royals again against the Yanks. I don't know. I didn't do it yesterday, but Bubik's been all right, and Smith again, first start kind of guy. No, thank you. I'll take the Royals here. I don't know where's Mr. Whiskers, the Yankees. No, thank you. And the Goon Squad saying I don't bash the Yankees. All right, let's go Royals. I took the White Sox yesterday because I'm a glutton for punishment, and yes, they will break the White Sox record. The Rockies will break the White Sox records, I think, for sure. I can't do it again. I took the White Sox yesterday. I can't. No, did yesterday. Pass on this game. Angels, Corbin. Let's go. LA. I got to put Ruby props in here. We'll talk about the end of the show. And the Rockies. No, that's it. I'll let it's a run line. Look there. I guess 2.5. Although I was telling somebody they're like, oh, the Dodgers. Good luck going against with that lineup. Half of the Dodgers lineup is hitting less than like 175. Yeah. As much as it's Ohtani and Betts, Freeman's hurt, and Teoscar, look at the other half of the lineup. Everybody else like 156. They can lose a game, folks. That's why if you bet the Dodgers this year, you're up $125, going 13-6. If you bet the Padres and the Giants, you'd be up a dime because they're not laying giant numbers. But there's my Dodger hate rant, and the Yankees stink. There you go.
I just hate that the Dodgers are the only team that's already overpriced like this, man.
It started right from the
why are you shocked that they're overpriced?
I'm not shocked. I don't know. As you mentioned, the Padres playing real well.
I've been critical of their bottom of the lineup since game one. I've been critical of their bottom of the lineup since game one. I've been
critical of it even last year. That's why I said they're not a.
I don't hate the bottom of the lineup based on you guys. I think they'll get it going.
And I was doing sports grid, and I said, I say they're overrated based on the fact that they're projected to win like 105 games. They didn't do it last year. Okay, you're back. You're wire to wire World Series favorites. You won. I get it, but you didn't hit your win total, right? Okay, you won World Series. You're supposed to. You didn't hit your win total. That's what I worry about. Like if you're betting, 99.9% of people are not betting the Dodgers to win the World Series. They don't have money to do that. They need money for today. They're worried about a first basket tonight. Some nonsense, right? Yeah. So if they're worried about day-to-day betting, you're taking the Dodgers, you're a loser. You're barely winning. Last year, the whole World Series, I think they barely ended up, what did they have, $150 last year, $200 maybe? After all of that, 50 games over 500? That's a hell of a grind for nothing. Unless you're betting $100,000 a game to make $100,000 for a year worth of work, is that worth it? No. Stay away. Go opposite the Dodgers. You'll be better off.
Yep. Look at the return on investment. That's always been the key. It's not some people get caught up in the win percentage. It's all based on your betting. It's about return on investment there. There's that's
baseball.
Yeah. There's no emotional ties with your money. No emotional ties. It's your money. It cannot be emotionally tied to any team there. All right, I agree here. This is the dog I like here, KC here. Yankees have struggled against left-handed starters at home the 2+ seasons, 19-23 against lefty starters, losing 18 units there. So if you bet the Yankees the past 2+ seasons, every time a lefty went against them, you lose 18 units there. So I'm going to take KC there at that nice plus price. What else we've got here? I'm not a fan of Newcomb, but I'm not Littell. I like Littell, but I don't like what I've seen recently from him. So I'll stay away there. I'm gonna take run line with it. It's just a huge difference in class. Athletics are much better than the White Sox. I'll go Athletics run line in that game. If you bet against the White Sox or the run line the past 2+ seasons, you won. If you bet on Chicago on the run line, taking the +1.5, you lost 23 units the past 2+ seasons. Give me the Athletics on the run line. They're just a much classier team. Beto's not bad. I like what I've seen from Beto. The Beto shuffle. Give me the Beto shuffle here.
A little Boz Scaz reference.
Yeah, the Beto shuffle. I like the Beto shuffle. He's pretty good.
I've noticed. My son sent me the other day. The Yacht Rock is back already early on XM.
Yes,
and usually it doesn't come till like the end of May. Now it's back and came on April 1st. I'm like, yes, Yacht Rock, bring it back, baby.
Yacht Rock. Oh yeah, I go to Yacht Rock concerts. The Yacht Rock's very popular out here, and Yachtly Crew is one of my favorite ones. They play in Vegas. They're at the Palms. They're at the Palms like 3 times a year. They're definitely worth watching. I like them.
Yachtly Crew.
Yeah, Yachtly Crew. You want to check out Yachtly Crew? They're very good, very good. They have one stop. They tour the country. That's how good they are. They tour the country. They started out here, and then they went to Vegas, and then from there, boom, they get toured. They get booked across the country. So they only make one stop in LA once a year because they're so popular. Yeah, I saw them in Anaheim last year. But Yachtly Crew.
What are you doing next week? Because they're in Bakersfield.
I know they're in Bakersfield. They're going to go into wine country. I think
that's right up their alley up there. That's perfect.
Oh yeah, that's their business. Yeah, they were at the
wine
festival. Yeah, they're very good.
They're going to Australia for 5 shows.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and that's without a female vocal. They have no female vocal. That's
you don't need a female vocal for Yacht Rock because there's no female yachties.
You don't think
put Barbara Streisand in there.
Linda Ronstadt, Juice Newton. There's a few. Sheena Easton. There's a few of them out there.
Sheena Easton.
Cher.
Come on.
I don't think Cher's Yacht Rock though.
Yeah, Cher's not Yacht Rock.
Some of her old stuff is pretty good, but it's too racy. They can't play it on the radio anymore. But she has some pretty good music back in the day. If you go back and look at Cher.
They don't like it. They can't. Yeah, Cher has some crazy songs. You look at the lyrics.
Yeah, you go to the lyrics.
These Tramps and Thieves. Go listen to that one. Gypsy Tramps and Thieves. Holy cow.
ABBA's another one. Yeah, you got there.
I like the little ABBA.
You got the ABBA there. Yeah. So there's one out there. And there's another one out here that's getting popular. Is Mood Lifters, which is a Rush tribute band, but they can't find a guy to do Getty, so they just got a girl to do the lead singer there. Getty's a hard one to reproduce. Yachtly Crew is one definitely highly recommended. Very good. They do a great Baker Street. I mean, they just knock it out.
Who's that? James Brown Baker Street?
Not James Brown. You know what? You got Baker Street. Who was the guy's name? Someone in the chat will remember. I can't remember the guy's name, but there. So we got a little off track there. So I like the Athletics run line there. I'm anti Corbin. The Angels did hit the only good left.
Jerry Rafferty.
Yeah, Baker Street. There you go. Against winning teams, Corbin the last 2+ seasons, 4-12. I'll give you the Angels there. This is the game that goes over with the Rockies and Dodgers. You could throw in Bobby Miller as the other gas can, and then Dodgers going to Bobby Miller here to start. This dude is an absolute gas can. He goes over every time he's at home. I think the Dodgers will get to the bullpen. They've seen enough of this Rockies bullpen to get some runs across as well. I like the over here. This is the one that goes over. They missed the over by the half each game, but I like the over there with LA and Colorado. This is the one that goes over. I went under in the first 2, but I think here with the Dodgers got their own gas can. Bobby Miller. They throw him in there. All right, let's continue here on Antonio's Morning Show as the El Ninos will do the heavy lifting here. We're running out of games in hockey. The playoffs start on Saturday, and they're complaining. NHL is very upset. We don't get no rest. Right from boom, we go right to the playoffs. They only get 1 day of rest. Some of these teams get 1 or 2 days of rest, and boom, they're playing playoffs. So some of these teams have 1 or 2 games left. I think most of them just have single games left as we close it out. Thursday, right? Tomorrow's the last day of the regular season, I believe, right? El Ninos?
Believe so.
Yeah, that's it. It's done. All right, so let's get El Ninos here to close it out. This Wednesday card. We got Canadians and Hurricanes, $1.09 for Montreal, total 6. Ducks and Jets. Jets, $2.61, total of 6. Red Wings and Devils. We got the Red Wings, $1.25, total 5.5. Stars and Predators. Stars, $1.55, total of 6. Golden Knights and Canucks. Golden Knights, $1.14, total 5.5. Oilers and Sharks. Oilers 208, total 6.5 Odell Ninos.
Yeah, only one game I'm going to share here. Really, I might have a small lean or two, but the one I like here the most is Montreal here to get the job done. They need the win just to stay alive, and so I think they're just a more motivated team, and they get a tough matchup on paper, obviously, but just think it's worth taking a shot on the Canadians today. So going Canadians money line.
There we go with El Ninos. All right, we got you through the hockey. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment, or play it straight, where a cappers can give it a parlay, team or player prop, game of the future, series price, NBA playoffs, or just play it straight and make more money that way. We started off with El Ninos.
I will go. I'll look at the MLB here. I'll look at. I'll take the Blue Jays. I'll take the Giants, and I will take the Angels.
Right here from Ninos on over to Sean.
All right, we're doing ribbies. I'm going to add them over here to the chat again for everyone to get. Let me paste them in there. I put them in there a second ago. All right, ribby props, straight betting ribbies. Yesterday, the went 1 and 2 with my baseball side. So the sides and totals 4 and 7 minus 225. Ribby props though 18 and 21 plus 970. Here we go. 2 from the Angels, Paris and Chanel, 185 and a 205. This kid Paris. I mean, are you kidding me? He's batting 366, 13 runs, 8 ribbies. He's getting a little done there, and Chanel's behind him. I think we'll get on base here for a couple of ribby props for there. And the Giants, again, I'm not a Nola guy, and the Giants are playing well. Look at these numbers here from middle of the lineup guys. 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. Are you kidding me? 185 for Ramos, Lee 195, Flores 220, Waits 25. Lee's having a really crazy. I think he's got like 15 runs and 15 ribbies. They've only played like 16 games. I mean, he's that one. If you want to do something silly, you can do like a guy to score 2 or more runs or ribbies combined or something like that for plus. It is a plus money. I saw something. One of my wacko sites, offshores, had it. I don't have it written down. I'm looking for it, but whatever. You want to mix that together? I know you like your parlays. Do like a run of ribby for Lee or a 2-piece on one of those guys. You have a nice little payday. I mean, they're 195 for one. If you put it in with 2, you do the math, it'll be maybe a little higher payday. I know people like that kind of stuff. Me, I don't have the numbers in front of me because I don't do them, but I see them when they pop up. I'm like, ooh, definitely enticing. Do that. I can't do it.
There from Sean.
Yeah, probably all 6. Good job, Justin. You guaranteed me a 5-1 night. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll take a 5-1 night. Thank you very much.
5-1 night.
That's a guaranteed 5-1 night right there.
Yeah, and then you'll be. And then when your limit gets cut down to $1, we told you so. You parlay, you win a 16 parlay on props. Good luck. All right, I like the Mavs plus the points with the KC and the Angels there at my 3-team parlay. Yeah, I couldn't believe the Nuggets and Clippers are almost a pick 'em now in that series. And is that what they opened the Warriors $2 against the Rockets? My goodness. Is that true? I didn't see that. I didn't see the series price. Wow.
2-1's crazy.
Wow. That's a little nuts so to me. And Doko is going to take that and run with it. They're gonna run with that. That's pretty funny there.
How did he not take the Rockets at 2-1?
I know. I mean, it's just these are not the same Warriors, man. These Warriors have got a lot of age to them.
It's just on the price. You just got to. I mean, I know people are like, oh, you take shots on the Rockies. You take, how you're taking this underdog. If they're going to give you a 180, 190 with a team who's young and with everything to prove, nothing, they got nothing to lose here. Like they lose, that's all right. It's a stepping stone series. You're telling me they can't win 2 games versus Warrior squad who just blew a 20-point lead at home? Okay. All right.
They're a number 2 seed in one of the most difficult Western Conference we've seen in years. Well,
them being a 2, and they were locked in too early. They were playing really well for a long time. Then Van Fleet got hurt, and then they kind of fell a little bit, right? I mean, they only had 2 more wins than the 3 seed. And the 3 seed had what? A 1 more win than play-in team. So you had a lot of teams lumped up all together. So is it competitive, or is it just a bunch of teams that are good, but somebody's got a flaw that the other team takes advantage of sometimes?
There's a lot of.
I was gonna say with Houston, Van Fleet's back. They're a different team. You saw how good they were when he was playing. Yep. He didn't play. Would they drop like 9-12 or something? They went right in the tank without him.
They went into Golden State and beat them. And pretty convincingly too. Yeah. That was a game Warriors had to have because they were trying to, they were in that race for that, to stay out of the play-in round, right? In that time. So Houston went in there and won straight up. And interesting point about that game is there was a lot of bad blood because Green was getting very physical with Sengun and put an elbow to his jaw. And there was a lot of chirping, Udoka and Curry. And Curry had a horrible shooting night that game as well against Houston. If you want to go back and look at that late April game there between Rockets at Warriors, that was a very interesting game there where the Rockets went in there and won a game that the Warriors had to have to try to improve their playoff seeding. And the Rockets came away winners there. And as I said, in a game that was marred by a lot of physical play, a lot of chippiness in that one, especially with Green and Sengun. He was just really getting very physical with Sengun, and Sengun's kind of stood up to him. So it was an interesting game there. Yeah, Brooks really wasn't so. Brooks kind of looks like a mini Green. He didn't really challenge Green too much. I thought he would, but he was kind of quiet in that one. He picked the spots though. He wasn't sure. He was tripping mostly with Curry and company. But yeah, Brooks and Draymond. I think it's more Sengun and Draymond, to be honest with you. If you go back and look at that game, there was a lot of rough. There was a lot of physical play between those two in there. Especially, Sengun does all his work around the paint. So this is going to have to be a step up game for Sengun. Is he the real deal, or is he just a regular season phenom? We're going to have to find out. He got that big contract too this year too. So we'll see. I know Udoka. Hey, I give him credit. Rockets didn't go in as a playing team. They went as a number 2 in the West. You get my respect when you do that against this Western Conference. Not easy to do. And go into Golden State and win a April game that they had to have. Celtics 6,000. Yes, you would expect that. Magic can't win a game on the road. All right, we got you through our Parlay Peripheral segment, guys. Now it's time to see what we have for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Head into a pretty exciting week of action, right? Because we've got the end of the NBA play-in games. The playoffs come this weekend. The NHL playoffs start this weekend as well. So we get we're going to have 4 and 4 again, as we do on the NBA for Saturday, 4 on Sunday, and then the NHL playoffs chime in with their action as well. Of course, a lot of baseball coming. We got pitchers now making their 4 starts. A lot of them making their 4 starts now. So we have a lot of data on the baseball now. So let's see what we got going over at Tony'sPicks.com here for today's action. Of course, Al Nino's put together a pretty good start here, a pretty good run in the NBA for the year. Tough to win the NBA. Al's done it. Put a pretty good record. Al, what you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, we're on 1-1 again there in the NBA yesterday, but did hit the best bet though, and just one play in the NBA so far for today, and got my best bet in the MLB as well if you want to check those out. And again, if you get a long-term pass, might get some of those Saturday games early, so may want to get one of those or the 2-for-1 capper passes. Make sure you get the best numbers in those.
Very good. Yeah, get on board with Onius over at Tony's Picks. You see his one-day passes up there. All profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit or amount purchased we'll be correct back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee on the one-day passes. They'll get on board with Al. Also has those long-term passes as well. He's got an MLB season pass. So get on board. Forget the promo code Tony T checkout. That will save you that 15% off. All right. Let's see what we got rolling here now as we. I think Sean said he wants this screen. Sean said, "Give me this screen when it's his turn." Okay, we got to roll. Sean.
I'm unshaven. I got giant head.
He's got a Buc-ee's. 1982 Buc-ee's shirt going on.
82 Buc-ee throwback on.
He's got that.
Listen, losing day yesterday in baseball. I'm not having a great start to the season. A few games under 500. So you know what? You want to get on board? Okay, great. I'm thankful. Hopefully I win today. But we got a leaderboard. We tell you who's out for a reason, folks. So we're going to spend a lot of time on me. Am I due for a win? whatever. I mean, nobody's due for anything in this world except to pay taxes yesterday. Other than that, use the leaderboard. There you go. I'm not playing well. I'm not going to tell you to come jump on board. Do I feel good about it? I wouldn't put a play up I didn't think it's going to win. But until I win, I'm not going to come in here and toot my own horn. So it's, I'm a couple games under 500. I want to get back on track. But, again, plenty of other guys hot right now. So use the hot guys, not the guy who's struggling with his underdog. So.
Hey, it's a peaks and valleys of a long season.
Long season.
Long season. Sean's got a season pass in baseball. He'll be in fire in baseball all season long. He'll get you some winners for you guys. So check him out. That season pass, you can also apply the promo code Tony T to save 15% off that price there. Take $90 off that price. So you get Sean's plays there for baseball. Baseball goes a long time, all the way to the end of October. So we're still about 5.5 months of baseball still to go in high volume sport. So get on board there with Sean. Long term, if you would, there. That's your best value there over at Tony'sPicks.com. The way to roll with Sean there. Of course, I've got a best bet in baseball, having a good year in baseball this year. Gave some minutes back over the last couple of days, looking to bounce it back here. Have a 3-pack putting together for you as well with mixing baseball and the NBA. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. And of course, remember the promo code Tony T to save that 15% off. Guys, we're with you here every day in the morning, Monday through Friday here at 9:30. I'm sorry, every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time with the Tony X Morning Show. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, set those notifications. We want you guys to be live with us when we give out the plays, as we give you that interactive chat as well. But if you ever miss a show, you can always head on to our YouTube channel there, where you'll see our live show here archived. So if you miss a show, you can watch it on replay, hitting the live tab. Our happy hour, Rod hosts the happy hour here, 5 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. You'll always see Ron and Ramon in there. We got Bo in there. Bo's going to be showing up for that show as well. So check them out there on the happy hour. One of our cappers, many of our morning guys, they'll show up there as well on that happy hour. So check it out if you would. And of course, if you hit our video tab, lots of video content from our cappers. Al's always looking for those underdogs. Chris looking for those home run props in baseball. Rod's got you covered in the NHL. Of course, our man Kevin Thomas with some baseball in there. I got you covered as well. Deeper dives in baseball as well as the NBA. So check me out there as well. Check us all out over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. We also provide some short content. You'll see Nick and Brian Biller chime in with their picks on the short side. So we got you covered video-wise with video picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Lots of great content, so check us out. Of course, Al, you're always looking for those underdogs here with your video series.
Yeah, went 3 MLB today, so all moneyline dogs. One's about even money, so spoiler on that one. But we got some pretty good value on the other ones, and hey, sometimes even money is good value too. So yeah, go check it out, and yeah, let me know what you think.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. News on the YouTube chat. Of course, Sean, we got you here on the mornings, and I know you sometimes you chime in that chat and that happy hour with some picks.
Yeah. There was big WNBA talk yesterday, so I had to not go on the show. I don't want to get abused with those three guys, a bunch of WNBA guys. I was pushing for the lingerie ball to come back. They weren't interested.
That's right.
Ron, Rod, and Ramon said no lingerie ball, only WNBA.
Only WNBA. Hey, they did well in WNBA. I got to give them credit. We had the leaderboard show you there. They did well.
Is he really? Dave, he's really doing the guy's ex-wife? Oh, my God.
That was a rumor. Then his ex-wife went on Twitter and denied the whole thing. Denied the whole story. So, but you know how they worked out supposed to the contract, right? They waited for him to do the extension once the divorce was final.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what they did.
Her anything.
That's what they did. We were
talking about now. I was looking at his career, and he started out good. But you had LaFloppy, Wade, and Bosch, so you're going to win some with those guys. But he's only had like 5, I think, 50-win seasons in a decade. I mean, like, again, he went on that improbable finals run a couple of years ago. But we were talking about giving the guy credit.
Yeah,
you got a couple of Hall of Famers on your team.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You couldn't keep them together.
You got LeBron and Wade. Who's that? A couple of top 15 players, like 2 guys in the 10 to 15 best of all time with those 2 guys.
Yeah, as a former coach myself, I mean, maybe I should be sticking up for the coach here, but I agree. I mean, he had LeBron in his prime. Wade was playing well. He had Bosch. I mean, a lot of people could have coached that team to a championship, and yeah, I think
I get it.
Maybe getting a little too much credit.
These guys, but you're still a 44 I don't know. I get it, but to me, the bloom is off the rose, as they say, or whatever.
Yeah, if you're just playing the Heat for the coaching, I mean, think again. I mean, it's just like what they did with college basketball. Everyone talks coach. You got to go beyond the coach. You can't just get caught up in the coach talk. Because it's not going to get it done. Also remember he had troubles with LeBron. He also had troubles with Butler, right? Butler, who doesn't, right? At some point there'll be some heat with the Warriors. It looks like
absolutely.
Shot against LaFloppy there. I haven't seen the game one line yet in that Timberwolves. I'm so day to day. What is it? -4. Yeah, I'm so day to day with all this baseball and stuff. It's hard for me to look forward into anything. It's just, but we know there. So interesting to see how that rolls in these games here. We do have some matchups already.
It opened at 5.
Wow. T-Wolves getting the money, huh?
I'll take the Magic plus 14.5. I'll take it. Thank you.
Remember, the Magic could not win or cover a road game last year in their series against Cleveland. Every home team won and covered in that first round series last year. We'll see how that rolls. But yeah, that seems like a lot because these Celtics have not covered these lines.
15 points, man. Come on. If we're talking 14.5 points, I'm gonna have to take it. I know I'll be I can just hear out. Yeah, you got to look at the first quarter in this one here with the Celtics going to come out.
I think they're too pricey in the first quarter.
We're gonna lay 3
too pricey in the first quarter, man.
What is it, 4?
You got to take the 9 to 10 point dogs favorites in the first quarter. Beyond that, it gets too pricey, man.
Yeah, I mean, 14.5. What, you got to be up 20 in the fourth quarter? Not really. If you're taking the Celtics, you better hope they're up 20 at the half and just pulling away because a couple garbage threes and all of a sudden that's not a cover anymore.
Well, the Magic are the worst 3-point shooting team in the league at 31.8%.
All right, I'm just saying, Tony. You need a.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that if there's a team that probably won't help you with it's the Orlando team, but still, it's in the number though, right? That big number.
Yeah.
So,
Well, let's close it out by saying the Yacht Rock crew. There is nothing in Texas for their concerts. Nothing.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of California concerts, and they are actually when I'm out in Vegas this year, they will be in California the day before. So yeah, they're in Redding and then in San Fran on those days, and then that whole week Santa Barbara.
Wine country.
Nothing in Vegas. No Vegas show for those cats.
In November they should be in Vegas, not in the sun. They just came back from Vegas. They did Vegas like a few weeks ago.
They're the only November show listed here is in LA. So.
But yeah, they should have a stop, and if they do stops at the Palms 2 or 3 times a year. But I know they just finished the Palms set probably about a couple of weeks ago.
I'm going to request a show near me here.
Go for it. They're very good. How about back east in Jersey land? They go back east.
No, there's nothing out there.
Nothing out there.
Well, I mean, there's some in New York and PA. They're on Long Island. I saw there. I think they're in York, Pennsylvania. A couple shows in Oregon, bunch of shows in Massachusetts. I would never go to Massachusetts. Virginia, San Diego, Idaho. A couple shows in Idaho. I mean, like really, you're rolling out 3 shows in Idaho at 3 different locations.
It's probably
a big fan club there.
Big fan club, probably maybe one of the
country
fair.
They must have sent them more requests than you did, Sean.
Maybe it's a country fair. Those country fairs draw a lot of people. Those country
Cow
fairs.
Rock Radio. Look at us. We're grazing on the potato fields. Potato Rock.
Potato Festival. The Potato Festival. There you go. All right. Guys. So we got the yacht.
They're in Paw. Whatever. All right. Oh my goodness.
Goodness. You're gonna have to
don't throw potatoes at them if they put on a bad show.
You better let them know, right? You better let them know that, Sean. Put in your request for Texas, Houston. We need a Houston stop.
I am.
Put it in there. It's well worth it. All right. That's going to do it here for the Tony Morning Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Wait, goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning day. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Speaks Morning Show.